Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the Doghouse Racing League Tuesday night ARCA series here on iRacing, brought to you by Trackside NASCAR Outlet. We're here at Kansas Speedway getting ready for 88 laps here at this awesome Kansas Speedway. Puts on some great racing. We've seen some great racing in practice here already tonight, and we're looking for even more great racing here tonight. Thanks for joining us, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, or over on Twitch. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Again, we're getting ready for 88 laps here from Kansas Speedway in race number 8. Let's take a look at the points coming into tonight. Ray Rittner still is your points leader. Actually, I want to make sure these points are accurate because this is still showing that they are tied. Yeah, this is today's points. I took these today, so your points leaders are still tied right now. 1257 points apiece. That's Hunter Simpson and Raymond Rittenor. Justin McMahon falls back a spot into the 3rd position. And then you'll find Nathan Lawrence and Josh Cully round out your top 5. Sorry, I had a little hiccup there with Brandon Lope, or with who was that? That was the 5 of Hunter Simpson having a little blinking, so messed up my system there for a second, but we're back. Josh Cully sits back in 5th, then John Smith, Jackson Sibley, Brandon Trush, Kevin Hash, and Donnell Leftwich, or Mike Leftwich, are your top 10 in points. I'll leave this on the screen where you can see where your favorite driver is. Some big movers up and down this week. You got Chris Leftwich moving up into the 14th position, up 8 spots. Unfortunately, you got Christopher Simon falling back 6 spots into 16th. Daniel Wilkerson moves up 5 spots, a big mover there. Another big mover is Kevin Hash moving up 5 spots up into the top 10. So a couple of big movers. Ken Byers, though, unfortunately falls back to 22nd. Some big losers as well. Well, we got a few minutes left here in practice before we get things underway. Here's a look at the rest of your schedule. The next week, the playoffs start. We got a 16 race chase. So we will be off for 3 weeks. The 17th, the 23rd, and the 30th. We'll be back for a 3-week chase starting January 6th. So it's going to be a great chase to the end, as we see Daniel Wilkerson have some issues down on the pit road. Take a look at our speed charts so far. With about a minute left here, Jamie Horn is at the top of the leaderboard. Josh Cully in 2nd, Brandon Lopez 3rd, Daniel Wilkerson, Mark Dumont, your top 5 on the speed charts here. And Kansas Speedway, we've seen in real life, has put out some great racing over the last couple of years. Looking for this to put on an even better race here tonight with 24 cars set to make the field here tonight in the Trackside NASCAR Outlet ARCA series. Of course, Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of Diecast, including Cup, O'Reilly's truck, driver apparel, hats, jackets, and more. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at www.tracksidenascaroutlet.com. See in the chat there, we've got someone wishing Christopher Simon a great race here tonight. There's Christopher Simon, currently in the new number for Christopher Simon, driver in the 81 car tonight. Ironically, that is also my car number when I race, so I love to see that number on a car here. As practice has concluded, and we're getting ready for qualifying. We'll see who our first drivers are to hit the racetrack here tonight. See Mike Leftwich making his way out onto the racetrack. Mark Dumont also out onto the racetrack. Gary Amio, Steven Bonomo, Brandon Lopez, Christopher Simon. So quite a few cars making their way out onto the racetrack currently. Jamie Horn also coming out onto the racetrack. Looks like Mike Leftwich is going to be the first driver to come down to the stripe. Start his first of 2 laps here of qualifying here at Kansas. Leftwich gets right down to that white line through turns 1 and 2. And down the backstretch. And you'll see multiple different lines here tonight. Some drivers going to be ripping the wall. Some drivers going to be right down on that white line. And everywhere is in between. That's a track that's got lots of different grooves. iRacing also released their new build here tonight. So there's supposed to be an improved rubber build up here. So we'll be watching for that here tonight. How the groove changes, how the line changes as the race goes on. As Christopher Simon jumps up to the top of the leaderboard with a 30.06. Leftwich with a 30.09. Chris Leftwich with a 30.24. We'll see if those times hang on as we have, let's see here. Daniel Wilkerson just went 5th fastest. Here's Jamie Horn, currently in the 5th spot, down through turns 1 and 2. As Mike Leftwich jumps back up to the top of the leaderboard, Christopher Simon in second. Chris Leftwich goes second fastest, excuse me, as Jamie Horn comes down into turn number 3. See him running that high lane through turns 3 and 4. He's going to cut it right down to the bottom across the start-finish line. Jamie Horn jumps up into second as Jackson Sibley, currently the fastest driver on the racetrack. Here's Braden Trush in that 23 machine. He is going to pull down pit road. He's only going to pull 1 lap as Nathan Lawrence makes his way down across the stripe. We'll see where Lawrence pans out here on his second lap. It's only going to keep him up into the 12th position as Tyler Millette jumps up into the 8th spot. Right now, Jackson Sibley still holding on to that top spot. Here's the 5 of Hunter Simpson, one of the few drivers left to qualify who's got a shot to knock Sibley off the pole down through turns 3 and 4. And down to the stripe. And Hunter Simpson does go to the top of the leaderboard. See who else is out on the racetrack right now. Anybody else making laps right here? Here's the 10 of John Smith. He's already completed his qualifying, so he's not going to get any more time on the racetrack. Here's the points leader, Ray Rittenor, in the 87, coming down into turns 1 and 2. And Ray Rittenor is going to go 4th quickest here on his qualifying attempt. As we got about a minute left here in qualifying, we see Jason Ross in a 00 coming across, getting ready to get his qualifying underway. Jason Ross coming down through turns 3 and 4. Making his way back to the stripe. And Jason Ross is going to currently stay in the 20th position as qualifying is about to come to an end. And we get ready to take a look at our starting grid. And starting on pole tonight will be the 5 of Hunter Simpson. Jackson Sibley going to roll off from P2 with Jamie Horn and Ray Rittenor in row number 2. Mike Leftwich in the 8. He'll roll off 5th with Daniel Wilkerson in the 28th from the 6th spot. 7th will be Chris Leftwich and Mark Dumont back in the 8th position. Rounding out the top 10 will be Brandon Lopez and Tyler Millette. Stephen Bonomo back in the 11th spot. Gary O'Mio back in 12th. 13th, we'll find Christopher Simon and Andrew St. Cyr back in the 14th position. Brandon Trush and Nathan Lawrence back in row number 8 with Bill Gentry and John Smith in row 9. Row 10, we'll find the 117 of Richard Leclerc and the 00 of Jason Ross. Josh Cully rolls off from the 21st position with Ken Byers back in 22nd. Kevin Hatch and Justin McMahon will make up row number 12, and rounding out the field here tonight will be the 60 of Michael Dow. So as we wait for the cars to make their way out onto the racetrack, as everybody gets set up here and gridded up here on pit road. Again, we want to thank our great partners that make this possible. Of course, Trackside NASCAR Outlet is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including Cup, O'Reilly's trucks, driver apparels, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at TracksideNASCAROutlet.com. Also, can't forget about our great partner and the Doghouse Racing League's great partner, and that is the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is an established and trusted leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out which one's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Of course, don't forget to check out the Doghouse Racing League's a great website as well for all stats, standings, news, and more. Check out the DoghouseRacingLeague.com. Of course, links are down below in the description. There you can find news, stats, standings, merch, and more. Again, check out the website down below in the description. Of course, if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, check out IntensityRacing.com, one-stop shop for driver apparel, or just pick up some of Atlee, Hatman, and Weiss's gear as well. But check it all out over at IntensityRacing.com. As the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road, and the green flag flies, and we are racing here at Kansas. A little bump drafting here on the start as the field makes their way down towards turns 1 and 2 for the first time. I just realized that the volume is probably really, really loud, and I will take care of that during the first caution here. But yeah, here we go. Down across the stripe, Jamie Horn coming to lead the first lap here. Jackson Sibley trying to take it on the outside. They're 3 wide behind with Mike Lethwich in the middle. As Sibley continues to battle up on that high side, trying to take the lead, and he will indeed take the lead away from Jamie Horn down into turn number 3. Jackson Sibley to the top. Hunter Simpson now in the 3rd spot as Mike Leftwich and Chris Leftwich go to door, side by side, down into turn number 2. Off the corner, a little contact between father and son. Mike Leftwich got a little push there from Brandon Lopez down the backstretch as Chris Leftwich had to back out of it to keep from getting into the 8. And please let me know how the volumes are here in the chat. Again, I apologize. I didn't set them up the way I normally do. If you need anything adjusted, please let me know. As this great battle continues here between the Leftwiches for 4th and 5th. Right behind, we see the 94 of Tyler Millette into the mix as he's gotten around Brandon Lopez. And now Jamie Horn has repassed Jackson Sibley. Hunter Simpson now going to take over that 2nd position. Ooh, Sibley right up against the outside wall. Actually gets up into the outside wall. He's going to lose some momentum. So here comes Mike Leftwich down the backstretch, going to pick up that draft. Right down to turn number 3 as here comes Tyler Millette taking a jump to the inside as the caution flies for the first time. Looks like Bill Gentry's gone around. Josh Cully might be involved in this one as well. That's going to bring up our first Wreckage Rewind. And while we do that, I'm going to get my volumes back to where they normally are. And we'll see what brought this one out. Whoops. Didn't mean to leave that screen up. Looks like right here in the middle of the pack, we see Josh Cully comes down maybe a little bit, and maybe the 4 goes up a little bit to make contact. We see Gentry hard into the outside wall. Justin McMahon gets a little piece of it as well as that's the 00 of Jason Ross. Front end damage to both those cars. As Justin McMahon damage to the front end. Looks like the 00 also has a little bit of damage to his front end as well. Josh Cully coming down up pit road. Looks like Bill Gentry, though, got the worst of that one. Justin McMahon actually looks like he's got quite significant damage on the front of that car as well. He's going to be on pit road trying to get most of that damage fixed up. So as the field makes their way around, a couple drivers coming down pit road. It looks like Mike Leftwich, Andrew St. Cyr, Gary Amio, Ken Byers, Richard Leclerc, Mark Dumont, Michael Dow, Kevin Hash, as well as Jason Ross, Josh Cully, Justin McMahon, and Bill Gentry still down on pit road. It looks like they're going to get double file here, getting ready to re-rack, restack, and get ready to refire here from Kansas Speedway. Of course, that was our first caution. Stage at lap 44. Unless we get a caution between now and then we will not have a stage break. As lights on the pace car are off, Jamie Horn going to choose the outside lane on this restart. So nobody has retired from that incident. Looks like they're still on pit road getting some damage fixed. As the pace car will take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. As we finish up the last race of the regular season before the 3-race chase gets underway. Of course, Jamie Horn out here just trophy hunting. He is not eligible for points as the pace car takes that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. They come down to the restart zone. Green flag will fly. We are back racing here from Kansas Speedway. A great jump for Jamie Horn up on that high side. He's going to tuck down to the bottom. There's Ray Rittenor down on the low side, trying to look around Brandon Lopez. Right behind, we see the 81 of Christopher Simon in the mix, as Tyler Millet's going to dive down to the bottom of Jackson Sibley. And we've got a side-by-side battle for the lead between Jamie Horn and Hunter Simpson. Simpson on the inside, trying to look around the 48 of Jamie Horn. Right there we see as well Tyler Millette in this mix. As Millette's trying to work his way up through the field. Sibley right back, going to take a look down under Millette right behind. So move Jackson Sibley up into the third position. But here comes Millette fighting back up on the high side as they come down towards turn number 1. Further back in the pack, we see the 10 of John Smith just getting passed by the 99 of Ken Byers. John Smith, or Ken Byers, excuse me, up 10 spots from where he started here tonight, up into the 12th position. Trying to crack the top 10 as we see Nathan Lawrence sliding up in front of the 20 of Brandon Lopez to take over the 10th spot. Lawrence up 6 spots from where he started. Tyler Millette and Christopher Simon now doing battle side by side down into turn number 3. So Jamie Horn not really running away. He's got Hunter Simpson right there in tow. As Jackson Sibley gets pushed up to the high side, he loses a bunch of positions here. He was just running in 4th place, and now he's falling back like a rock. I'm wondering if he may have made some contact with the outside wall. So he's got Daniel Wilkerson right there on the back bumper. Here comes the 99 of Ken Byers looking down underneath, trying to see if we can see any damage to the right side of that car. We'll be able to see here as he comes down across the stripe. No, the car looks like it's in okay shape. So maybe just got up into the wall, lost a little bit of momentum, and lost a ton of positions. As Ray Rittenauer now has the 81 of Christopher Simon taking a look down to the inside. So Ray Ritter up into the 5th spot. He's lost 1 spot since the drop of the green flag. Our big mover, though, Ken Byers, kind of stuck here in the middle of the Hornet's nest. Try to look down to the inside of Nathan Lawrence. As Lawrence is trying to get around the outside of the 20 of Brandon Lopez. Now Byers going to jump down to the inside and try to help Lopez along. As the battle for the lead is starting to heat up, here comes Hunter Simpson looking down to the inside of Jamie Horn. Side-by-side battle for the lead on lap number 17. Simpson down on the low side. Horn up on the high side. We saw Horn running that high side in qualifying. They got him up towards the front of the pack. Using that high side to his advantage. Kind of keep that momentum up and keep ahead of the 5 of Hunter Simpson. Ooh, 1 car up into the outside wall. I think that was Simpson. Might have caught a little bit of the outside wall as he's falling back just a little bit. As Tyler Millette now going to take a look. Nope, not close enough to make the look. Down into turn number 3 as they come down across the stripe. Stripe to complete lap number 18. Got this 4-car breakaway up at the front as Simpson takes a look back down to the inside. And the caution flies yet again. Oh, Kevin Hash trying to avoid it. We saw Daniel Wilkerson spun around here, and that's going to bring out our second wreckage rewind of the night. And oh, heavy damage to the 28. The left front on that car Towed in quite a bit. We'll take a look here at what happened. Wilkerson 3 wide in the middle. He's got Jackson Sibley to the outside in the 14 of Mark Dumont to the inside. And ooh. Turns down across the 14 of Dumont. This is right in the, that was in the middle of that big pack I was just talking about. Sends the 28 back up the racetrack into the line of speeding cars. See St. Cyr able to get by cleanly. There's where Hash came sliding through. But you see the left front here of the 28 broken on that machine. Looks like he will be done. Let's see if we can get a different view of this one here. It looks like the 14 just kind of came up off the corner. Didn't realize Wilkerson was right there. And heavy damage. Well, the damage occurred basically when the 28 hit the apron coming back onto the racetrack. That brings the entire field to down pit road. Looks like Hunter Simpson going to win the race off pit road. Tyler Millette comes off second. Christopher Simon off third. Nope, Chris Leftwich off third. Christopher Simon fourth. No, I take that back again. Christopher Simon off third and Leftwich off fourth. Brandon Lopez off pit road fifth. Have to check if there's any speeding penalties here for anybody coming off pit road. Daniel Wilkerson with the meatball flag. So he's going to have to get that car fixed before he's able to come back onto the racetrack. Justin McMahon has officially retired from the race. Too much damage on that 28 machine. As the lights are off, 1 lap to go. Again, we will not have a stage break now. We'll still pay out stage points at the halfway mark, but the race will resume. Hunter Simpson choosing the inside, Tyler Millette to the outside, then Christopher Simon, Mike Leftwich in row number 2, Brandon Lopez, Ray Rittenor row number 3, Nathan Lawrence and Jamie Horn back in row number 4, and John Smith and Ken Byers make up your top 10. Waiting for the pace car to take that hard left-hand turn back down on the pit road. Here we go. Green flag flies yet again. Hunter Simpson with a good jump here leaves Tyler Millette really in the dust here as they came through the restart zone. Christopher Simon right there to the inside of Millette as they come down into turns 1 and 2. Ray Rittenor thought about looking up to the high side. Chris Leftwich put the block on. They're 3 wide behind. Rittenor on top, Horn in the middle, Lopez down on the bottom as they come down into turn at number 3. Horn able to start to use the momentum, start pulling away from Lopez as they come down across the stripe. Ken Byers down on the inside of Ray Rittenor, trying to move himself up towards the front. Still up 14 spots from where he started. Another big mover. Christopher Simon up 9 spots where he started, trying to make it 3 wide down the back stretch as Chris Leftwich Takes a look to the inside. Here comes Nathan Lawrence looking down to the inside as well. Lawrence trying to take over the 5th spot that Christopher Simon currently holds. Ooh, issues for Kevin Hash. Looks like he not really sure what happened to the 03 here, but caught the wall. Got it down to the apron there. Some great racing here. It looked like Nathan Lawrence was a little sideways there for a second. Able to gather it up as Christopher Simon tries to look to the high side. Just kind of caught it at the last second. As now Chris Leftwich up into the outside wall. That's going to allow Lawrence and Simon to make some momentum on by. Some contact between Leftwich and Lawrence right there. More contact between Leftwich and now Christopher Simon. As they come down into turns 1 and 2. A little further back, this battle is continuing. Mike Leftwich, Ray Rittenor, the 10 of John Smith in this battle as well. As now Lawrence up into the 3rd spot around Tyler Millette. He's continuing his march forward. He's got his sights set on Jamie Horn as they come down the backstretch, but Millette able to use that high side momentum to get back around Lawrence. But here comes Lawrence fighting back again on the low side. Chris Leftwich right behind as well. Great battles all over the racetrack. Even back here, we've got 3 wide racing. Steve Minomo on the bottom. Jackson Sibley up top. Brandon Trush in this mix as well. Gary O'Mio trying to get through here. Sibley, we saw him have such good speed at the beginning of the race. And I don't know if he just got up to the outside wall, did some damage to that 18 machine. But he has not been the same. As we have more 3-wide racing back up front. As Christopher Leftwich now able to slide by Nathan Lawrence and up into the 4th position. As here comes Tyler Millette looking down to the inside of Jamie Horn. He's got a huge run down on that low side. He's going to try to challenge Hunter Simpson here off the corner as well. In the chat we see Go97 cheering on Nathan Lawrence, who sits back in the 5th spot. He was just the meat in the sandwich for a moment there, as he's now back to the inside of Chris Leftwich, who makes heavy contact with the outside wall. Brandon Lopez has to take evasive action to avoid the 83. The 83 is up to the top of 3 wide. Brandon Lopez in a Leftwich sandwich as he's got Mike Leftwich to the inside, Chris Leftwich to the outside, as they make their way down towards turn number 1. Meanwhile, up front here comes Nathan Lawrence with a huge run here. Taking a look down to the inside of Jamie Horn, and the 99 of Ken Byer is going to take a look here as well. Tried to make it 3 wide. The 97 shuts the door on the 99 as they come down off of turn number 4 and down to the stripe to complete lap number 32. Just a few laps away from halfway. Nathan Lawrence looking down to the inside of Jamie Horn, trying to take that 2nd position away. As, Chris Leftwich, hard contact with the outside wall again. Driver scattering to avoid the 83. Don't know if he's got any damage to that machine, but he has fallen back quick outside the top 10 now. As the battle up front is really heating up, Jamie Horn taking a look down to the inside of Hunter Simpson. Ken Byers has now moved himself up into the 3rd spot. Tyler Millette 4th. Nathan Lawrence in the fifth, and we've been watching drivers trade all through the race as here comes Jamie Horn trying to take that top spot away down through turns 3 and 4. Horn still trying to take that spot away down on the inside. He's going to have a little drafting help here from the 99 of Ken Byers. Here comes Tyler Millette looking up to the high side. He's going to have that high lane momentum here through turns 1 and 2. Millette should be able to get a great run here off the corner. As I say that, he gets a big block there. Big block from Jamie Horn off of turn at number 2. Tyler Millette now looking down to the inside of Ken Byers. Battle for the third position, the final podium position, as they come off of turn number 2. New player in the mix here, John Smith, now up into the top 5. Brandon Lopez looking down to the inside of Nathan Lawrence as they come down to the stripe. I said at the beginning of the race, we're going to have some great racing here tonight all through the field, and we are seeing exactly that. A little further back, we see Chris Leftwich trying to make his way back up towards the front. Christopher Simon right there as well as Gary Mio bounces off the wall. How about Andrew St. Cyr quietly trying to sit back here with the top 15, trying to move himself forward as the race goes on. Haven't really talked about him at all here tonight. Driver who can really save some tires. We should see him making some moves here towards the end of the race. Meanwhile, John Smith working around Tyler Millette up into the third spot as the battle for second, actually it's the battle for the lead up here. Jamie Horn and Ken Byers. What happened to Hunter Simpson? Simpson's fallen all the way back to the 7th position. I don't know if Simpson may have brushed the wall or what happened to him, but he's slid all the way back into 7th as Kenneth Byers in the 99 going to take the lead away from Jamie Horn here on lap number 40. He's starting to pull away as Tyler Millette gives a shove to Jamie Horn down into turn at number 3. Nathan Lawrence now back up into the 5th spot, trying to take a look down to the inside of John Smith. Oh, Tyler Millette hard into the outside wall this time. As Jamie Horn's now under attack from the 97 of Nathan Lawrence. Lawrence trying to move up into that final podium spot. He's going to try to get more as he looks down to the inside of Tyler Millette down the front stretch. Now we've got a battle for second place, really heating up. Tyler Millette on the outside. Nathan Lawrence to the inside as they come down into turn at number 3 in the chat. We see someone tell that 18 to stay off the wall, his crew chief. As the 18 of Jackson Sibley back 12 spots, still sitting back in the 14th position. As this battle up front is continuing. Ken Byers now starting to pull away. He's got just over a half-second lead over the rest of the field, and you can see that gap increasing here. As we take a look here from the iRacing blimp. Now the tires are really starting to show their ages here. Everybody was last on pit road on lap number 20. That was 24 laps ago. And the drivers who were able to save their stuff are starting to move through the field. Like one Andrew St. Cyr in the 12 machine up into the 9th position. Tyler Millette looking to the outside of John Smith for battle for 5th spot here. Tyler Millette almost comes down into Brandon Lopez. Lopez able to take evasive action. He's going to look down to the inside of John Smith off of turn number 2. Meanwhile, a little further back, it's the Battle of the Canadians between Richard Leclerc and Mark Dumont. Leclerc up into the 14th position. Everybody else kind of spread out single file, minus our front group here, which is where the Hornets' nest is, minus Ken Byers, who's just pulling away. He's got over a 1.5-second lead now over the rest of the field. He was also last on pit road on lap 20, but he's making it work here. And I forgot to call it out because there was so much action on the racetrack, but we had our stage. I can tell you Ken Byers won the stage, but 2nd through 10th have been so fluid for the last few laps. It's hard to say who was where at the end of the stage, and I apologize for missing it. But right now we've got drivers starting to make their way down towards pit road. I just heard the 14 of Mark Dumont going to pit this time. A bunch of drivers down pit road. We got one around. I think that's Brandon Lopez looped it around coming down on the pit road. As almost the entire field made their way down pit road. Trying to get the view I want here as we see the entire field, pretty much the entire field coming down pit road. We can see pit road is a very busy place. Sibley with a great angle out of his pits here. He's kind of getting some time coming off pit road. We'll see who's able to get off pit road first. Andrew St. Cyr was a great launch here. So Hunter Simpson, the first one off of pit road. Jamie Horn right behind Chris Lethwich. Andrew St. Cyr going to come off pit road in 4th. Jackson Sibley, as I mentioned, had a great exit angle off of pit road. When it's all said and done, he's going to come out, looks like about 6th place. As Tyler Millette has yet to pit, he is still getting around the racetrack pretty quick. One driver had a penalty on pit road. That was the 97 of Nathan Lawrence. Just making his way down onto the racetrack now. Looks like he's going to be at least one lap down here. Now Tyler Millette makes his way down onto pit road. Ken Byers also making his way off of pit road. He is going to try to hold on to the lead. We'll see if this works for him as Hunter Simpson gaining quickly. Yeah, it looks like Byers is going to get up to speed and going to hold on to the lead. As Andrew St. Cyr again moves up into the 5th spot. Tyler Millette just coming off pit road as the leaders go right on by. And Nathan Lawrence is being scored 1 lap down. He is our lucky dog. Him and Brandon Lopez are the 2 cars that are 1 lap down. Lopez just coming through turns 1 and 2, where Nathan Lawrence just coming off of turn number 2. So about a set of corners between the 97 and the 20. As our leader's coming up on the lap car of Jason Ross. Jason Ross being scored. Actually, Jason Ross is on the lead lap right now. Actually, he just got lapped. So that's going to put Jason Ross, your lucky dog car right now. And he's got quite a bit of room between himself and Nathan Lawrence, about 10 seconds. Ken Byers is your leader, picking up where he left off here, pulling away from the rest of the field. Andrew St. Cyr looking down to the inside of Chris Leftwich. It's the cleanest air that Andrew St. Cyr has been in all race long, and he's taking advantage of it. Kevin Brown says thank you for the broadcast. Always, Kevin. I see you're not on the racetrack today, so hopefully everything's all right. As Jamie Horn and Hunter Simpson now battling out side by side for the second position. And again, being side by side, just allowing Ken Byers to walk away from the rest of the field. Everybody pretty spread out now. We'll bring up the track map for you so you can kind of see how spread out the field is. Leaders just coming off of turn number 2. See the 88 of Josh Cully, the last car on the lead lap, just going into turn 3 at that time. So a little over the straightaway between the last car on the lead lap and the leaders. As we are quickly approaching 30 laps to go. Oh, battle back here. Oh, Jackson Sibley back up into the outside wall. Trying to race with Christopher Simon and Tyler Millette. As they make their way around the 00 of Jason Ross. Side-by-side battle here between Christopher Simon and Chris Leftwich, as right in front we see Hunter Simpson has caught Ken Byers, and he's trying to make a move for the lead. So Ken Byers still holding on to the top spot. Jamie Horn, Hunter Simpson back in the second position. Chris Leftwich, Andrew St. Cyr round out your top 5. Then John Smith is 4.5 seconds behind in the 6th position. He's got Brandon Trush right there behind. Mike Leftwich, Tyler Millette, and Christopher Simon rounding out your top 10. As Andrew St. Cyr thought about making it 3 wide for a second. He has to tuck back in line. St. Cyr and Christopher Simon, Christopher Leftwich side by side. St. Cyr going to take over that 4th spot. He's going to want more here from Hunter Simpson. Trying to get himself onto the podium here. Coming to 25 laps to go. Now John Smith losing a position here to Brandon Trush. Tyler Millette trying to move through as well. Still a big gap between the two Lucky Dog cars as Mike Leftwich peels down onto pit road for his final stop. Jamie Horn now trying to take that lead back away from Ken Byers. Hunter Simpson sits back in the third spot. Chris Leftwich and Andrew St. Cyr still your top five, and it's still a 4-second gap back to sixth place Tyler Millette. More drivers coming down pit road. Here's Ray Rittenor coming down pit road. Josh Cully also on pit road getting his final service done. So final pit stops underway as we are quickly approaching 20 laps to go. Hunter Simpson now looking down to the inside of Jamie Horn, trying to take over that third spot. Right now, Horn's still able to stay just out in front of that 5 machine as Christopher Simon and Andrew St. Cyr continue to stay in tow with 22 laps to go. So far, nobody else making any pit stops, but Nathan Lawrence has moved himself back up into the Lucky Dog spot as he is looking around the 117 of Richard Leclerc. Gonna try to get around Richard Leclerc and Stephen Domo as he almost makes contact with Leclerc. Now he's got, looks like the 14 of Dumont looking up to the high side as they come down through turns 3 and 4. Jamie Horn still under attack here from the 5 of Hunter Simpson. Country Trick 2102 says get after it, Millette, as he still sits back in the 6th spot. Trying to run down this group out in front. The lead in front continuing to increase as we got 3 wide racing behind. As Trush in the middle, John Smith on the outside, Christopher Simon on the inside. Trush has to back out of it to stay off of the 10 of John Smith. There's a bunch of drivers coming down pit road right now. Oh, contact! Jamie Horn into the back of Ken Byers coming down onto pit road. Ken Byers with a black flag for speeding coming into pit road. Disastrous pit stop. You see Brandon Trush, Tyler Millette on pit road as well. I don't know if Jamie Horn may... Oh, damage to Jamie Horn. He's got no front end on that 48 machine. Looks like they able to snap that nose back on. He's going to make his way off pit road, but how much damage is on that 48 right now? As Chris Leftwich on pit road along with John Smith. It's going to give the lead of the race to the 12 of Andrew St. Cyr. Here comes St. Cyr, going to make his way down on the pit road. As Christopher Simon's going to go right around, he's going to take over the lead. It's not like Gary Romeo going to come down pit road. The 14 of Mark Dumont also down on the pit road. So 3 cars left to pit. Here, Michael Dow going to be pitting this time by. See the 97 of Nathan Lawrence also coming down pit road. As Christopher Simon continues to circulate the track as a leader with 15 laps to go. He also last pit on lap 49. So we'll see if he's able to stretch it here. We'll ride along here to see if he's saving any fuel. Really doesn't sound like he's saving any fuel getting around the racetrack. Little lift right there as Hunter Simpson goes on by to get his lap back. You can see the difference in speed from 4 fresh tires. Last time by, Christopher Simon ran a 30.86, where Hunter Simpson, who's currently in 3rd position, just in front of Simon, just ran a 29.97, so almost a second faster. As we see the 81 of Simon now peeling down on the pit road. And that's going to give the lead over to the 117 of Richard Leclerc. When Leclerc comes down the pit road, the lead will go back to Hunter Simpson. Andrew St. Cyr will be in 2nd place. Chris Leftwich will be in 3rd. Jamie Horn 4th. And Mike Leftwich back in the 5th spot. Sounds like the 117 going to come down pit road this time. And that is going to finish green flag pit stops. Is Leclerc going to take 4 tires? Could he take 2 tires? Maybe try to get a little strategy here, put himself back in the game. As he comes down to hits pit road. Right side's no tires. He's just going to take fuel only, and he is down and away. Still loses a few spots, falls out of the top 5 as Hunter Simpson continues to lead. He's got a 2-second lead over 2nd place Andrew St. Cyr. Ray Rittenor up into the 5th position after he's kind of slid back a little ways. Now finds himself back up in the top 5. Trying to have a good point stay with Justin McMahon having some struggles here tonight. So Nathan Lawrence continues to run in the 18th position. Still the first car 1 lap down. Actually, I take it back. The 99 of Ken Byers is the first car 1 lap down. Then Josh Cully. And then Nathan Lawrence. So Nathan Lawrence, and if the caution was to come out, Lawrence would not be able to get himself back onto the lead lap. We have 8 laps to go here. Hunter Simpson continues to lead over Andrew St. Cyr. St. Cyr able to gain a little bit. On Hunter Simpson, but not quite enough per lap. Last couple laps looks like yep, St. Cyr has been just a little bit quicker, but not even a tenth of a second quicker per lap. So Hunter Simpson just in cruise control, trying to stay out in front. As we are quickly coming to 5 laps to go. And I said the field was spread out. Now the field is really spread out. As you can see the track map there on the right. As we are 5 laps to go here from Kansas Motor Speedway. Well, battle's heating up a little further back as Christopher Simon trying to get around Ray Rittenor, get himself up into the top 5, and he indeed will move himself up into 5th place. And I made a mistake looking at the schedule. We will have one more race before the playoffs start. Next week, we're going to move on to Five Flag Speedway as we see a battle here between Mike Leftwich and Christopher Simon for the 4th position. Great battle heating up here. As Simpson now up into the 4th position. He's got a 5-second gap up to Chris Leftwich, who's currently running in the 3rd spot. So not going to have enough time to get himself onto the podium as Hunter Simpson makes his way down the backstretch. We will have 1 lap to go when he crosses the line this time. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Hunter Simpson on cruise control through turns 3 and 4. He's got St. Cyr coming in a hurry, but not going to be enough time for St. Cyr to make up a second, just over a second down into turn at number 3. Hunter Simpson makes his way off of turn number 4. Jackson Sibley right there in front, but it doesn't matter. Hunter Simpson's going to win here tonight from Kansas. Andrew St. Cyr going to bring it home P2. Chris Leftwich back in the 3rd spot. Christopher Simon and Mike Leftwich with a top 5 finish. Great run for our top 5, but Hunter Simpson gets it done here tonight from Kansas Motor Speedway. Where Hunter Simpson's going to come down to the front stretch here, where he's going to celebrate his win right here at the start-finish line. What a win here for Hunter Simpson. Getting it done here at Kansas. Let's take a look at the finishing order here. Hunter Simpson again getting the win. Andrew St. Cyr in second. Chris Leftwich back in third. Christopher Simon, Michael Leftwich with your top five. Ray Rittenor comes home in sixth. Tyler Millette in seventh. John Smith, Brandon Trush, and Stephen Bonomo round out your top 10. Mark Dumont with an 11th place finish. Michael Dow comes home in 12th. Richard Leclerc in 13th. Gary Mio, Jackson Sibley, your top 15. Back in 16th, we see Ken Byers, Nathan Lawrence back in the 17th spot. Josh Cully brings it home 18th here tonight. 19th was Brandon Lopez, and Jamie Horn finishes in 20th. Jason Ross comes home 21st. Bill Gentry back in the 27th spot. Kevin Nash, Daniel Wilkerson, and Justin McMahon round out the field here tonight from Kansas Speedway. As we get ready to talk to our top three here tonight. Take a look and see if our three are in the waiting room here. So far, just have our winner. So while we got a moment, we'll again want to thank everybody here who makes this possible, including our series sponsor, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, which is an authorized Lionel dealer with a full line of diecast, including Cup, O'Reilly, trucks, driver apparel, hats, and jackets. Trackside NASCAR Outlet offers everything NASCAR, including full-size and mini helmets, flags, and coolers. Stop by and check out their store, follow them on Facebook, or check out their website at www.tracksidenascaroutlet.com. Of course, can't forget about our great partner over at Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is a well-known and established leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. To check out the full line of Butt Kicker products, if it's right for you, visit thebuttkicker.com. Looks like we've got our second and third place in the waiting room here. Don't see Chris Leftwich, so we will start with Andrew St. Cyr. Andrew, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Man, great run for you here tonight. Kind of silent. Being in the race, you were kind of hanging out towards the back, really mid-pack for the most part. Pit stops came through. You're one that I know saves their stuff better than anybody here, and able to drive up to second place, and was actually gaining Hunter Simpson there at the end, just ran out of laps. Talk us through your race and what you're able to do to get yourself up to the front.
Well, I started by trying to get into the session because of the update. So I didn't get really any practice laps. I think I had 6 minutes of practice before the race. But didn't really know how the race was going to play out. I just really wanted to kind of, to your point, save my stuff. I really did think that, especially when I looked up ahead and I saw a lot of guys running high line in the league group, and I was committed to, making sure I got my lefts on the line at both ends or both corners, and really kind of saving my right front. And I did feel like when we finally got a nice long run after the two cautions, I felt like I was the fastest car on track as I was catching people before the pit cycle. And then that pit cycle happened, and I think I came out in fifth or fourth or something, and I really didn't want to push it too hard. I kind of got into a situation there at one point where I was kind of battling with Chris, and I didn't want to be in that situation. I really kind of wanted to stick with my game plan and kind of back off and save my stuff. So, and then they pit it, and I was going to pit the very next lap, but unfortunately Chris got loose off of two and stayed to my inside, and I had no way to get down, and so I really had to stay out for 2 extra laps, and that 2 extra laps lost me about a second on track. And coincidentally, that was the difference in the race. So it's unfortunate that, but that's the way it is. I mean, he didn't mean to lose it for sure, get loose. So it's is what it is. That was a great run by Hunter for sure.
Absolutely. And that second pit stop there, that first green flag pit stop after the stage there where everybody came down, it seemed like the entire field all pitted at once under green flag. Did that kind of shock you and throw you for a little bit of a loop there?
100% it did, because I felt as though with what I had saved, if we had had a few more laps, I think I might have been battling for well, potentially the lead. And so when they all pitted, I had to make a very quick decision to pit with them, because I was worried that with the fresh tires, I would lose, half second, three quarters of a second a lap, um, to those fresh tires, and I didn't want to be in that situation, especially losing the draft. The draft helps a lot, but it was pretty sketchy. I'm sure you got it on the broadcast. I'll have to go back and watch it, but it seemed like there was two or three cars right in that pack when we were pitting that were losing it, and I know the car right in front of me lost it, went sideways, and I was just hoping that they wouldn't come down the track, and they kind of slid straight, and thankfully I was able to get under them, and I didn't get caught up in it. Um, but yeah, all in all, I mean, I felt like the stop was good. The two tire call at the end, I think Hunter and I both had the exact same um, pit time, like 35 seconds on and off pit road. So I suspect he took two tires at the end as well. I think that was the play. I don't know if Chris and those guys behind us took four or two, but definitely the two tires was the play, because I was as fast on the two tires and 10 laps into the two tire run as I was, you know 15 laps on four tires. So it definitely didn't hurt me to take two.
For sure, man. Well, again, great run here tonight. Next week, we move on over to Five Flag Speedway for the last race of the regular season. How do you like your chances at the short track?
We'll see.
I know.
We'll see. Hopefully there won't. Hopefully there won't. Yeah. Hopefully there won't be the drama that there was at the Snowball last night.
Oh,
yesterday.
As a Ryan Preece fan, I was kind of disappointed he had to pull out of the race last night. But man, from what I heard, there was plenty of drama there last night. Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish. Before I let you go, though, anyone who want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the broadcast, and I always enjoy chatting with you. So hopefully I get up here more often, and thanks for Daniel and Hunter and Jamie and all the admins, and anybody that's watching it there tonight. Hopefully they had a nice show. So have a good night.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up. Good night, and we'll catch you again next time.
All right, take care. Bye.
That's your second place finisher, Andrew St. Cor. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, Hunter Simpson. Hunter, you got Josh up in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you.
Man, a great run for you here tonight. Able to make that last pit stop count, get out in front of Andrew St. Cor, secure the win here tonight. But it wasn't easy. A lot of white knuckle racing up there at the front. At one time, we saw a 5-car kind of breakaway, and then the front became the hornet's nest for a little bit. Talk us through the race and how you're able to get yourself up to the front here tonight, especially battling there with Jamie Horn and Chris Leftwich all night.
It was definitely exciting. Everybody was all together. I wish there was more off throttle time, but I made a mistake on that start with choosing outside, and I just tried to do everything I could to get back there. And at one point, we thought the top was the dominant line, and then it switched to the bottom, and then you kind of had to run somewhere else, other than the car in front of you. And so it was just tricky to try and get runs on people and make it count. So I did everything I could to, if I could pass people on pit road, I would. And if I could keep someone behind me, I would, because I knew it really mattered on keeping them behind you.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked St. Cor a moment ago. That pit stop there just after the stage seemed like the entire field came down pit road under green. Did that kind of throw you for a loop to kind of shock you, see everybody on pit road at once?
Yeah. We signaled that we was going to pit, and so I wasn't expecting everybody to pit. And so I kind of went, I noticed that Kenneth Byers, he pitted. So I was like, okay, Jamie's going to move left. I'm going to need to move even further left. And because of that, some people tried to go to my outside, and it caused havoc. So luckily I was able to avoid that. And, just really good pit stops today. I've tried to focus on that. And, I hate to see what happened with Jamie. He was running really good, and he's an unbelievable driver. Everybody in this league is really good, but Jamie is a really close friend of mine, and I hate to see that happen to him, because this is pretty in the bag for him if he could just make that move. So I hate that for him.
Yeah, well, again, it worked out in your favor. You got the win here tonight. Going into the last race of the regular season. Next week, we move on to Five Flag Speedway before the Christmas break. How do you like your chances at the short track?
We'll just practice and see how we do. I usually like the short track, so you take some skill and some off all the time, and you can run some different lines if you need to. So we'll just practice and we'll see how it goes. But it should be fun, and I'm trying to get as many points as I can before everything resets.
Well, before I let you go here tonight, Hunter, again, congratulations on the win. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I want to thank Daniel and all the admins for setting this up. I want to thank you for the broadcast, all my teammates, all the league sponsors, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, Group 6, Nap Daddy Designs, Butt Kicker. I want to thank my personal sponsors, Suicide Awareness. You're never alone out there. If you ever want to talk to somebody, just call 988. Adam Looney Foundation, True Patriot Designs. Uh, that one was for my mama again, so she's been riding with me lately. It's felt pretty good, but the aliens have landed for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win. Good luck next week at Five Flags, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
I hope to see you then. You have a blessed night.
You as well. That was your winner, Hunter Simpson, getting it done here tonight from Kansas Speedway. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night as the SCSRA goes live from Echo Park Speedway. It's going to be a fantastic one to watch. Tune in right here. Hit that notification button so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcast. Of course, we'll be right back here next week for the season finale, regular season finale from Five Flag Speedway. Of course, thank you to all our great partners listed down below, including Butt Kicker, Trackside NASCAR Outlet, IntensityRacing.com. Click all the links down below. Help support us as well as getting a like and a follow, as that really does help us out. And of course, as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say,